What is going on, everyone? So, welcome to Motivation Within. And I was actually going to start this off and say, welcome to Motivation Within episode. And I believe I was on episode 4. But where I'm going with this, I guess you can say I'm going to cut the episodes out because I don't know how far I'm going with this, which I'm going all the way to the end, of course. But I don't really care to say episode 1, episode 2, 3, and 4, considering the fact that everything is just going to be either sporadic or a topic or just a talk with someone that I'm having on, the podcast, I guess you could say. So, that being said, welcome to Motivation Within. So, today I'm actually going to touch base with, I guess you could say failure, because I myself, of course, I've dealt with a few things when it comes to failure lately, and it's like a lot of people, I think a lot of people tend to give up way too quick. It's like, oh, I failed, and I don't think I can do this anymore. And I say the reason why I'm bringing this up is because I say I deal with it myself. I deal with it myself because, of course, some of you that actually know me or know of me know that I'm doing a challenge, and I've failed this challenge like so many times. And when I fail, it beats me up. Like, it kills me. Like, I'm not going to lie. I beat myself up. I get upset with myself because I want to get to the end of it instead of understanding what I'm getting out of it. You know what I'm saying? So, but I keep picking it up. I keep picking it back up. I keep picking it back up. But like, I feel like a lot of people, whenever they hit failure, they just stop. They failed. Oh, stop. I can't go any further. That's it. That's all I got. But when it comes to failure, I feel like you got to understand, like, you got to take a step back and like just understand what came from that failure. Try to understand, what did you get from it? What did you learn from it? Because I really feel like failure is just the way, it's the wrong way of saying things, you know what I'm saying, at times, because there is some stuff that you just fail at. I understand that. Like, a grade, you fail at, but the thing about it is, say you failed one time and you try again and you pass, you know what I'm saying? So you're learning something. So it's just the way that failing is used, I guess you can say, because no matter what you go through, no matter what you do, or no matter what you deal with in life, failure happens, and you're going to come up against it. You're not always going to pass through every single thing that you're trying. You're never going to pick up something right off the rip and just be the best at it. So you're going to fail, and you got to accept it, because from failure you learn lessons. From failure you gain knowledge. It's that simple. And it's like, just like myself, through this challenge, it's like I'm just like, man, I'm so fed up with this challenge, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm having to track my macros. I'm having to read this book. I'm having to drink a gallon of water. I'm having to do all these things. And then sometimes I'll forget. And there's been times where I'm supposed to do a progress picture, and there's been times where I'll forget to take a picture. And I fail, and it's that simple. And like I said, I beat myself up. But from where I started to where I am now, all the stuff that I've learned from the reading, from the drinking the water, from the understanding the foods that my body accepts, understanding the food that my body don't accept, it's like, it's all knowledge that I'm gaining to like mindset. I'm gaining as far as physical and health and stuff like that. But it's really a process, just like life. It's truly a process. And it's the thing that gets me is you have to literally accept failure as a lesson. And I was at the gym one day, and there was this older gentleman that come up, and he was talking to me, and I've never talked to this guy. I've never even seen this guy before, and his name was Mason. Yeah, Mason, if you see this, I appreciate you, man, for real. And he sat down beside me. He's on one of the leg press machines, and I was on another one, and we were just talking and everything. And he was telling me back in November how he almost passed away, or he almost died. He said due to COVID, and I was like, well, in my reaction, God's not done with you yet. God's not done with you. He pretty much, there's still something here for you. He's like, yeah, you got that right, man. And he was, I think he said he was like 74, 74 years old. And I asked him if he was from here, if he's from Georgia. He said, oh no, man, I'm from West Virginia. or he said I'm from Virginia, and he was talking and everything, and I was like, okay, cool, cool. He started telling me a story, life story, stuff like that, or just like little pieces of it and everything. How he came down here with his family and stuff like that, and he said that um, he got down here, and then he eventually something went south, and he just jumped on the road and started traveling. And I was like, okay, cool, man, that's awesome, man. And he's like, yeah, he said, you know. I'm getting goosebumps now that I'm saying that, but he's like, throughout life, he's like, I learned a lot of things. And I've heard this, multiple times. I have, but to hear someone to hear someone in person actually say it to me, and me not reading it or me not seeing like a podcast of someone talking about it, it's like it clicked even more, because, I'm from a small town. So to hear people speak like this, it just lets me know that, like, I'm not the only one out there that thinks like this, which is awesome. You know what I'm saying? So it's just really cool. But his words were, he said, man, you got to live life as if there's no plan B. And I was like, I for a second, I was speechless, because I was like, man, if that didn't hit home, because he's like, you're going to fail. There's things that you're going to fail on. And it's like, you're going to fail. You got to pick yourself back up, and you got to try again. He's like, it's not always going to go the right way. He's like, but you can't live life with a plan B. He's like, you got to live life as if there's no plan B. There's only plan A. And he's like, so pretty much when you're going through life, you got to accept those failures, and you got to accept those things that you run into. And you got to just keep pushing and keep striving. He's like, because whatever it is you're trying to do in life, or whatever it is you're trying to accomplish, he's like, you will eventually accomplish it. He's like, but you just can't stop once you fail one time, or not even twice. He's like, you got to keep going. And I was just like, man, and like, of course, this isn't my saying, but my reaction was, I always say, if you're going to fail forward. I didn't come up with that. And he's like, oh yeah. He's like, yeah. I was like, but that's not my saying, of course. I was like, but that's how I always say it. If you're going to fail forward. By failing forward, I mean, pretty much you learn from it, and you continue to keep moving. You don't stop. So whenever you hit the ground, you don't just stop. You just, it's over. Nah, man, that's not how it is. Literally, if you're going to fail forward, and accept what you're going through, and accept the failure. Accept it as a lesson. Accept it as knowledge. Look back and see how far you came. And even if you just started, that doesn't even matter. Starting takes effort. Starting takes the first step. And the first step is what brings everything else. So if you're just starting, it still doesn't mean anything. Accept the failure and continue to keep striving and keep moving. Because whatever it is in life that you want, or whatever it is that you're going for, it will come. And it might not come tomorrow. It might not come next week or next month or even next year. But if you keep going for it, it will come. It's that simple. Don't expect it. Just embrace the moment and embrace the journey, and continue to keep moving. And it's like, it doesn't get any simple. It doesn't get any more simple than that. And it's like, I'm hoping that this message helps someone. And I'm hoping that this message actually pops up on somebody's timeline to understand that we all fail. And we all go through it. We all go through hard times. We all go through situations where we think we can't get out of them. We all go through it. So you just got to accept the fact of where you're at right now, realize where you're coming from, or realize where you're going. And always remember your why, because your why is why you even started it. So always remember your why, and accept the fact of failure. Accept it, and continue to move, and continue to strive, and continue to be great, and become or do or finish whatever it is that you started. So now, that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this podcast. If you don't mind, give me a subscribe and a like, and possibly hit that bell to get more alerts whenever I load up more content. I definitely would appreciate it. And as always, I'm going to end it with peace, love, and happiness. As I am, take me as I am. That's just who I am. As I am, take me as I am. That's just who I am.